Hi, welcome to Bedtime Stories with OPL. I'm Miss Beth. Grab your favorite stuffy, get comfy, and let's get ready for a story.
Max, are you playing with your toys? I thought it was bedtime. You don't think it's bedtime? Oh, you show that alligator his bar. Well, we need to go to bed, buddy. What if we had a story?
Bark.
Okay. So, my handy dandy bedtime storybook. Whoops. It's alright, I'll get it later. Y'all snuggled in? Let's see what I've got. How about Toads and Diamonds?
Bark.
Yeah? Does that sound interesting?
Bark.
Alright. This is by Charles Perrault. Or Perrault. I'm not really sure how to say it. There was once upon a time a widow who had 2 daughters. The eldest, named Fanny, was so much like her in looks and actions that whoever looked upon the daughter saw the mother. They were both so rude and so proud that there was no living with them. The youngest, named Mary, was the very picture of her father for gentleness and sweetness, and was one of the most beautiful girls ever seen. As people naturally love their own likeness, the mother adored her eldest daughter Fanny, and at the same time was horribly mean to the youngest daughter Mary. Oh,
Bark.
that's so sad, isn't it?
Bark.
Goodness. Among other things, this poor child was forced twice a day to draw water above 1.5 miles from the house and bring home a pitcher full of it.
Bark.
That's a lot.
Bark.
One day, as Mary was at this fountain, there came to her a poor woman who begged of her to let her drink. "Oh, of course, with all my heart," said kind Mary, and rinsing immediately the pitcher, she took up some water from the clearest place of the fountain and gave it to the poor woman, holding up the pitcher all the while so that she might drink easier. The good woman, having drunk, said to her, "You are so very pretty, my dear, so good and so kind, that I cannot help giving you a gift." For this was a fairy
Bark.
who had taken the form of a poor country woman to see how kind the girl was. "I will give you for a gift," continued the fairy, "that at every word you speak there shall come out of your mouth either a flower or a jewel."
Bark.
Wow. When Mary came home, her mother scolded her for staying so long at the fountain. "I beg your pardon, Mamma," said the poor girl, "for not making more haste." And in speaking these words, there came out of her mouth 2 roses, 2 pearls, and 2 diamonds.
Bark.
Wow. "What is this?" said the mother, quite astonished. "I think I see pearls and diamonds come out of the girl's mouth. How did this happen, child?" This was the first time she had ever called her child.
Bark.
So sad. Mary told her everything that had happened, not without dropping out many, many diamonds. "I must send my child to the fountain," cried the mother. "Come here, Fanny. Look what comes out of your sister's mouth when she speaks. Wouldn't you be glad, my dear, to have the same gift? You have nothing else to do but go and draw water out of the fountain, and when a certain poor woman asks you to let her drink, give it to her very politely." "It would be a fine sight indeed," said the mean-spirited daughter, "to see me go draw water." "You shall go," said the mother, "right this minute." So away Fanny went, but grumbling all the way, taking with her the best silver tankard in the house. She was no sooner at the fountain than she saw coming out of the wood a lady most gloriously dressed, who came up to her and asked to drink. This was, as you must know, the very fairy who appeared to her sister, but now had taken the air and dress of a princess to see how far this girl's rudeness would go.
Bark.
Am I come here, said the proud, saucy one, to serve you water? I suppose the silver tankard was brought purely for your ladyship, was it? However, you may drink out of it if you have a fancy.
Yeah. Bark.
You are not over and above mannerly, answered the fairy, without putting herself in a passion. Well then, since you are rude, I will give you for a gift that at every word you speak, there shall come out of your mouth a snake or a toad.
Bark.
That is kind of funny, isn't it?
Bark.
So soon as her mother saw her coming, she cried out, "Well, daughter?" "Well, mother," answered Fanny, throwing out of her mouth 2 vipers and 2 toads. "Oh, mercy," cried the mother. "What is it I see? Oh, it's her sister's fault, and she shall pay for it." And immediately she ran to find Mary. The poor child fled away from her and went to hide herself in the forest. The king's son then, on his return from hunting, met Mary, and seeing her so very pretty, asked her what she did there alone and why she cried. "Alas, sir, my mamma has turned me out of doors." The king's son, who saw 5 or 6 pearls and as many diamonds come out of her mouth, desired her to tell him how that happened. She thereupon told him the whole story. The prince took her to the palace of the king his father. There he learned of her kindness and gentleness. There he fell in love with her, and there they were married. As for Fanny, she made herself so much hated that her own mother turned her out of the house. It's a little sad, though, don't you think? She was
Bark.
kind of mean. Oh, okay. The miserable girl wandered about a good while without finding anybody to take her in, and for all I know, wanders still.
Bark.
Did you like that story?
Bark, bark.
Yeah. Are you ready to go to bed now?
Bark.
Well, how about if I snuggle you up in your blanket?
Bark.
Yeah. Good night, Max.
Bark, bark.
I hope you enjoyed our story tonight. We have these great stories and lots more like them at the library. Come find out where your imagination can take you. I'll see you next time. Sweet dreams!